Greetings, viewers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another one of my videos. This is your girl, Uniquely Kimoya, UK. If you're joining me for the first time in one of my videos, yes, it's Uniquely Kimoya or UK. And in today's video, I want to address something that's been long weighing on my heart, heavily on my heart and on my mind. It's no secret that I have gained a shitload of weight. I'm not going to pretty it up. I'm not going to use a euphemism. I have gained a shitload of weight, a ton of weight, okay? For those who know me personally, for those who've been watching, or those who know me virtually, you would have noticed that I am so much heavier compared to the last 3-4 years ago. Yeah, the last 3-4 years. I am so much heavier today, and in this video I really want to talk about what's been going on with me and how that happened, why it happened, and all of that. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of you people who are watching, or those who even know me personally, are wondering what is going on with me and how someone like me, because if you know me personally, you will definitely know that I'm an anti-fat kind of person when it comes to my own self. Not for anyone else. I mean, I on my page, on my platforms, I am advocating for healthy lifestyles, so clean eating, fitness, with personal growth, becoming a better version of yourself. That's what I'm advocating, becoming the best version of yourself in this life. So, and of course, through, eating healthily and exercising and just having a really decent lifestyle. So in that, you would automatically, even if you don't know me personally, you would automatically know that I am not one to be on the unhealthy side of life. I've been like this pretty much all my life. I've always been crazy and been obsessed with health, good health, that is, because there's good health and there's bad health. So I've been really obsessed with, a healthy lifestyle. And for the past 3-4 years, I've been advocating that. I've been encouraging that. Now, as far as me gaining so much weight, I really want to come out and talk about what's been going on with me. Those who know, but I just want to talk about it a little bit in this video, and that maybe someone might come across this video who's going through similar events or similar situations in their life. They at least can maybe salvage something from what I've been going through. And I'm just hoping that this will be helpful to someone else who's in a similar situation. Okay? Because I'm telling you, I'm not even going to make it pretty. Let me take this off. I'm not even going to pretty up nothing right now. I'm going to just be raw. Okay? I'm going to be as raw can be. I'm not going to make it pretty. I'm not going to use euphemism. I'm just going to talk the raw, unfiltered truth. And in hopes that people who are wondering, because I've also been aspiring to be an influencer. I don't know if I can say I'm an influencer. I don't know for sure, but that is what I have been aspiring to be. So I live this really nice lifestyle, this really healthy lifestyle, and in hopes of people who really want to be the best version of themselves, to emulate that. So that's what my life's about. That's what my platforms are about. And this is what I advocate. So it must be very confusing to many people how I have gained so much weight. We're talking 50 pounds, like 56 pounds. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people must be really wondering, how did I go from being so skinny? Something's been going on. Something's definitely been going on. And I want to talk about that, okay? I'm coming from 120 pounds to 176. That's where I'm at today. I'm weighing in at 176 right now. And I'm coming from 120. Last year, maybe June, is when it really started. Okay? So I'm at now, I used to be 55 kilos and now I'm like 80 kilos. So yeah, that's a proper 50 pounds that I've gained, if I'm talking in pounds, okay? Now, I'm gonna just talk about how it all started and really what's been going on. So I made a video a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and I was talking about how I ended up homeless. Some people might have watched it, some might have not, but in that video I was basically telling the story of how I ended up homeless. And in today's video, it's gonna be correlated, because some of what I mentioned in that video I'm gonna be talking about right now. But I'm intending to remake that video, and do an original video on how I became homeless, because I feel like in that video there was just way too many distractions. There was the TV in the background, just too much background noises, and I feel like I didn't do it properly, and I want to do it. It was a part 1, and I'm yet to post the part 2 of that video. But I feel like I will just go ahead and make a fresh one. But in this video, I'm only talking about my weight loss, my weight gain. When I became homeless last year in March 2022, it was simply because I had not done my homework. Maybe, I don't know if it's a homework, but I messed it up. Normally I should have searched like months, maybe a year in advance. Based on how this place is set up, you have to search like way in advance to find something before you actually move. Silly me, being very naive and stupid at the time, I didn't really look too long in advance, and then I just had to move. But I will talk about that story as it is in another video. I'm not here to talk about that video, that topic really. I'm just talking about how I ended up becoming so big, so heavy, and so disgustingly fat. I do not have a problem with other people being at an unhealthy weight, or being obese, or being overweight. It's their thing. I would love for everybody, of course, because this is what I do, and this is what I advocate for. So of course, I mean, I do care. People should really pay close attention to their health, and aim for a healthier lifestyle. Let me put it that way: a healthier lifestyle versus just being obese or being overweight or such like that. But mind you, I do not discriminate against other persons who are on the heavier side. It's just a personal thing for me that it's like really revolting. It's nauseating for me to be the size I am at right now. It's really nauseating. I can't even express it enough in words. But for someone else, I do not have anything negative to say about people who are overweight or who are obese, or who doesn't really take pride in their health or their weight, okay, or their appearance. But I do, when it comes to me personally. So for me to be as heavy as I am right now, it is really revolting for me. I cannot stand it. Let's just say I died. I literally died And now I put all the ashes together and I am rising like a phoenix. I always call myself a phoenix because I die so many times and then I am just reborn, rebirth. But I died, okay? I died, and it's I guess based on some of my most recent posts over the past 2 months, I would say maybe, it is also no secret that there's something going on with me. There is something going on with me. I am disgustingly overweight. And this is what I'm going to get into, how that all started, which is why I was sharing, the whole homeless thing. But I'm going to say it, but I'm going to really just, run through this video. And I guess I will make videos here and there, and it will make more sense, with my story and everything. But I just feel like, and what really prompted me to make this video also, I probably would have made it anyways, but what's been really making it so heavy on my heart and in my mind to post this is because quite a few people have come up to me, and it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing how I seem to be so, I feel like they just make it seem as if me gaining weight or becoming so fat. I'm not obese, I'm just a little bit overweight based on my height and everything, if you calculate all of that in, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. But they make it seem as if being fat or being this weight that I am right now and how I am physically looking, it's a crime. And I just have to be asking myself, I had been asking myself lately that since when is being fat a crime? Since when is being fat a crime? And I still also understand where they're coming from because they don't really know me like this. They're not used to me being so heavy and so unhealthy and all of that. But they are the ones who really prompted me and kind of forced me to come out and talk about this. And like I said, I'm sure many people are just wondering because they know that something must be going on because they see me and I'm so much heavier than I would normally be. And I just want to talk about it and just get it over and done with because, like I said, I'm rebirth. I have been reborn, and I'm leaving that behind me now. All of this has to go. This has to go. This has to go. And I'm going back to the basics. I'm going back to 120 pounds or 55 kilos or anywhere between 55 and 59 kilos, which is where I was at before the whole homeless situation. So when I became homeless in March of 2022, I ended up in a shelter, and it was a night shelter that I would only sleep at nights. I'm not going to go into the details about all of that, but I had slept there from like March till September of last year. So now, when I just moved out in March of last year, what had happened is my entire life was just shaken and was turned upside down. Like I just mentioned earlier, being in a shelter, I am not used to that. I've never been used to that. I've never experienced that kind of thing. But we live, we learn, we experience, we move. So no big deal. It got to me, which is why I'm making this video anyways. It really got the best of me though. And I ended up breaking just a few months ago when I just felt like everything was just too heavy because I've been carrying all of that all the way up until a few months ago when I just was in a really dark place. Okay, now when I moved out and then everything was just, there was this disruption in my life. I'm used to my certain diet and my certain lifestyle, and I just had this locked for like 4 years and how I did things and all of that. And with all of that being topsy-turvy, everything crazy, when I realized that I was homeless, like, it hit me to the core, and I was in like hunt mode. I was on the hunt for apartments, and I would look for apartments like every day, 4 and 5 apartments. I remember at one point I started to burn out. I was burning out because I was just going, because I had the days to myself to go search for apartments. So I was just really, when I say I was on the hunt, I was just really on the hunt, and that's what my focus was about, and I just wouldn't stop. Turns out I was successful, but the reality is I really was on the hunt, because to realize that I was in that situation, I didn't like the very thought of it. So I was hunting like a dog, when I tell you, to find apartments. Now, being every day, just being on the road and just running around from one apartment to the next, and for those who live in Jamaica, they would understand. When I say I'm hunting, it would be like, it was so crazy, because I would have an appointment, let's say in St. Anne's Bay, let's say 9 o'clock in the morning at St. Anne's Bay, to look at an apartment or a house. And then by 12, I would have one, let's say in Bamboo, somewhere in Brownstown. Then by 3:30, I probably would have one maybe back at Runaway Bay. And I was just all over the place, like this zigzag. Very rarely did I find myself visiting an apartment in the same location. Very rarely, in the same day or just within a few hours. Very rarely did that happen. So I was like all over the place, and I was just boom, boom, boom. I hardly had time for the gym because I was so desperate. I was desperate to find an apartment, because I'm like thinking to myself, me living like this, homeless, with all these people, sleeping in this room with all these people, these strangers, and being mixed up. And not that I'm better than anyone, but I am sure that no one, absolutely no one, nobody can comment under this, or even if they don't comment, in their own conscience can say that being homeless would be a nice thing for them, or for their loved ones, their friends and their loved ones. Absolutely no one can say that. So it has nothing to do with being better than or whatever, but it was just like the worst thing and the worst place for me to be in, the worst situation for me to be in. So I hardly was going to the gym, because I would use up all my time in the daytime to just be on the hunt. I downloaded, my phone is there. I was gonna look for my phone. I'm using it to record. I downloaded a special app that would give me all the different apartments that would be available. And of course, I have to type in all the criteria that would suit me, from price range and location and all of that. That is when I would stay up even at 2 a.m. and there searching. I would put a heart under all the apartments that were appealing to me and that fit my criteria. And I mean, I would just go, and I would just go, and I would just go. So me being so much on the chase and on the hunt during the daytime, and not being able to make my foods and make my salads, and I was literally just grabbing at straws. And that's how it all started. That's how it all started. I was just literally grabbing at straws, and that for me was a big mistake. I was vegan, and somewhere along the line, like, I couldn't maintain it. Like, everything was just too crazy, and all I wanted to do was to survive. I was in survival mode for a very long time. I think I kind of am still in survival mode, but it was just survival mode. And with that, I just kind of lost track, and and then over time everything just blew out of proportion, because here I was in the daytime most days going to look at apartments. Very rarely I would be going to the gym. I was still going to the gym, but not on the pace that I would normally do it, and not in my own regime and my routine, and everything was just crazy. So I wasn't able to go to the gym as often because all I cared about was surviving and finding my own place, because I knew I didn't want to live like that. Now, as far as my eating, with that being said, on the hunt every day, I had to be grabbing at straws, because running from one apartment to the next, one appointment to the next, I found myself eating a lot of junk vegan food. I would grab nuts. Well, nuts are always healthy, yes, but from nuts and until the next thing you know, I am eating croissants which contain butter and eggs and all of that, non-vegan butter and eggs, which is non-vegan, which is non-vegan. So I found myself in that situation, and it kind of started there, and then everything just spiraled out of control, as I'm all I cared about now. And I realized that I was gaining weight, because I also became very depressed from not having succeeded in finding, after I was searching so hard and for so long, the fact that I wasn't lucky. I had many disappointments. I wasn't chosen. I wasn't a good candidate, because for one, these people are not going to choose you when they see that you're homeless. Because it's better to tell the truth. In some cases I had to lie here and there, but I tried to keep it as truthful as possible. And I'm competing against other people, and let's not forget the color of my skin played a big role. And it was just so crazy. It was just so hard. It seemed impossible to get a place. Then I had my boyfriend helping me. That didn't work also, because we had people who were making a lot of money, and they had better statuses, and of course everyone knows that they of course would be better candidates than us, who were just trying to get by and being in the situation that I was in. So it was crazy, and it just started from buying these little things in the shops, and not being able to make my own food the way I would make my healthy food, and putting a lot of time and care into it. I wasn't able to do that anymore, because all I could focus on was just getting an apartment so I can get out of the situation. And then, everything just went crazy from there. And then I'm going to say, since last year and up until like now, I would still start going to the gym more consistently and whatever. But then I don't even know. The depression was just on me so much, because even being in this space, I'm not comfortable. And I will tell you this, that when you are not comfortable in the space that you're in, yes, before I even go any further, yes, I know I should be grateful. I have to be grateful, because it's still better than where I'm coming from, which is from the shelter. It's still my own place now and all of that. But not being used to this kind of life, and not being able to have my children live with me, and there was just so much to take in all at once. And I've always been depressed, to be honest, but I was always putting up a more positive front, and I guess it wasn't affecting me so much, because I was still able to put up a good front. But these past months, I just felt like everything just caved in. All of that I've been carrying from last year, everything caved in, and I was really giving up. And I'm not fully out of the woods yet, so let me also make that put that out there. I'm not 100% out of the woods, because I still have my days, but I'm trying. The phoenix has risen. The phoenix is risen, and here I am. But I'm starting to feel, a little bit better as the days go by, and slowly I'm starting. I'm never really comfortable in this space, to be honest, but I'm getting there. I mean, it's been so dark. I'm gonna make another another video talking about how dark things were, and still kind of are. Things kind of are still dark, kind of, but